In this box is the Sizzlebk S320, and it's a fat tire cargo bike with a weight capacity of 500 pounds. It means you can take you and a very fat friend out on a ride on this bike. Looks like we get 20 by 3-inch Chow Yang tires on this bike. This is a surprisingly lightweight feeling bike, maybe because the seat isn't on there. And one way you can tell it's a cargo bike is they give you a center stand instead of just a regular kickstand. Not gonna lie, I hate when they don't come with the front forks already installed on them. The battery in the frame here is of course removable. 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery. I wonder what this little cable in here is for. It's not connected to anything and there's nothing else to connect it to. Here's a look at our seat here. It does come with this little handle on the back and it's not super squishy, so it's probably not gonna be the best for riding long distances, but you have a super long tube here. I mean, you could be like 7 feet tall and ride this thing, it looks like. And now to get our rear seat slash cargo area installed, looks like we gotta scan this little QR code the first time that we use it to unlock the top speed. All right, guys, so we got the Sizzlebk S320 all assembled here. As you can see, we have it sitting on its center stand, which is really nice on a cargo bike. That way you don't have to worry about your load shifting over to the side when you're parking the bike. So it's really nice to see the center stand on here. On the front, we have these nice radius hydraulic brakes. This is a 180 millimeter rotor on the front here. Same deal on the rear with the radius hydraulic brakes. And just the feel of them, they feel awesome. They're very stiff, they feel really good. They definitely feel like they can stop hundreds of pounds of weight, which is what this thing is rated at, 500 pounds. So it's really nice to have really good brakes on this thing. And also, this isn't exactly a cheap bike either. This bike is retailing at about $1,500 right now. Any discount codes I can get you guys are gonna be in the link in the description, of course. But yeah, that's not a super cheap bike, but usually these cargo bikes are a little bit more expensive because they have to be made stronger. The frame on here is aluminum, which also is nice to see, and it helps keep the weight down on this bike. This is actually a surprisingly light bike for what this thing is capable of. We also get these Zoom Macera front forks on the front here that do have adjustments. You get your preload on this side, and you have a lockout right here. Looks like you can also add in a front rack on this. You can see there's the bracket right here for it. It does have folding handlebars on the front, although this bike doesn't fold in half. I guess if you're gonna throw this in the back of a truck or something, it's gonna make it a little bit more compact and better packaged. You also have height adjustable handlebars here too. Like I showed you guys earlier, this seat goes up super high, and it does get a little bit in the way of the back seat here if you have it too low. Then of course, the reason why you want to buy this bike is for the cargo area back here. This is a very long cargo area. It's probably double the size of most e-bike racks, and you can definitely fit plenty of stuff on here. And like I said, it does have that weight limit of 500 pounds, so you can transport basically whatever you'd want to on a bike. I'm sure you could even have 2 people on this thing. That's how big this seat is. So one thing that I was a little bit confused about is that on the website, it said that it was going to come with the seat, which it did come with the seat in this instance, but it also said that it was going to come with a little cage thing so that you could sit like kids back here and smaller people. And it also said that there was like a running board thing here so you could rest your feet down. That didn't come in the box, and I didn't get any other box shipped with this, but like I said, they said on the website that it does come with it for free, so I'm not sure exactly what's up with that. I did reach out to them. This is very like thick metal. It feels like it's very sturdy and that you could definitely fit a lot of weight on this thing, even though it says right here max 25 kilograms. I don't know why they give it a 500-pound weight limit if you'd only fit 25 kilograms on this rack. And then if you fire the bike up with the power button right here, you can see we have a really nice display. I've seen this on a few other bikes before. You just have your blue battery bar here. Then you have 5 pedal assist levels. Since I couldn't get the app working on this, the way to unlock this bike is you hold the left brake lever, then you hold the plus, minus, and power button down all at the same time. The bike's gonna fire back up, and then you're gonna have this little flashing line up at the top. Then you're gonna hold the plus and minus button, then press the headlight button until you get to P3, and then you switch it to 1. With the plus and minus button. You switch it to 1, it'll come at 0, and then you can wait for the screen to time back out, and then you're gonna unlock your 28-mile-an-hour top speed. And there you go, that's how you unlock the bike without the app. You also got your built-in headlight here that you just turn on by pressing the headlight button. Not a super bright headlight, but you know, it's gonna be good enough for what you're gonna be using this thing for, which is probably just commuting around in the city. Got your thumb throttle here on the left, and then you have your radius hydraulic brake lever here, and it does have these little adjustments here to mess with the lever feel, which is just really, really nice. It's kind of like a preload adjustment on the brake lever, so it gives you a better feel. I really like when hydraulic brakes come with these. You got the same one on the other side here. You got some really nice feeling rubber grips, and then you have a 7-speed Shimano shifter here. You do have a pretty dim tail light here on the back, and it also is a brake light. It starts flashing when you pull the brake lever. And this is a 1300 watt peak hub motor on this with 90 Newton meters of torque, so pretty good specs on this, which is something that you want when you're carrying around a bunch of weight. And they also have these little plastic protectors here that protect you from getting your cargo stuck like in a wheel or something, or if somebody's back here, you know, getting something stuck in the wheel. So that's really nice to have. All right, guys, this is how I look standing next to the bike. This isn't the biggest bike in the world. I think it's gonna fit a good range of people. I'm 5'9", 150 pounds, and this thing feels really good for me. That front suspension feels pretty decent. Should help take some of those bumps out of the road, but these brakes just feel really, really awesome. These radius brakes just feel so good. They are mineral oil, and yeah, this really just feels like a good bike for somebody with my frame size. If you do have another rider on the back of this, it's pretty comfortable back here. It feels like a really padded, nice material that I'm sitting on. And the only limiting thing right now is I don't have those floorboards. So I have to put my feet on the frame like this, and I guess I could do this if I was riding on the back of this, like for a short distance. You know, plenty of area for taking cargo and passengers if you need to. And overall just feels like a really utility focused bike. You know, this isn't a bike that you'd probably buy for just cruising around. This is more of a bike that you're gonna be buying to do a job, to do a purpose. Maybe you're doing Uber Eats, or you're doing some sort of food delivery, or you're even just taking people around on the back of this thing. You know, you're taking kids or smaller adults on the back of this thing, riding them around. You know, this is a bike that should be a workhorse. But overall, the S320 feels like a pretty solid cargo bike so far. What do you say we get this thing out on the road and see how it does out in the real world? All right, guys, so out here on the Sizzlebk S320 cargo bike, the initial first impression of this was I was surprised at how soft the rear end of this thing feels. Like, it actually kind of feels like you have suspension there in the back. It's so weird. I mean, it's not a full suspension bike, but the back just, it rides so well. I don't know what they did, but it feels almost like you have suspension back there. It's such a cool feeling. We'll just do a quick 0 to 20 test right now. 3, 2, 1, and go. We'll go off of the built-in display here. 17, 18, 19, 20. There you go. This is a pretty peppy little bike. I think it's got a 1300 watt peak hub motor, so plenty of power to get around your cargo or your passengers. 27, 26, oh no, I just hit 28 earlier. This thing feels really peppy. When you hit the throttle, it responds right away. It feels really good. Of course, it's not like a Surron or something. It's not the most powerful bike in the world, but for what this thing is, a cargo bike, this is a utility bike. So I mean, it's nice and peppy. We'll do a little bit of an off-road test over here. I'm not gonna go down there because it was raining nonstop for like 3 days and it got super flooded. Yeah, this feels pretty good. And, you know, this is a 20 by 3 inch bike. It's not a 20 by 4 inch. Oh yeah, water test right there. Water test. This is a 20 by 3 inch bike, not a 20 by 4, so it's not the widest tires on this thing that are going to be able to help you out off-road and help absorb some of those bumps. Yeah, it's totally flooded here, so we're gonna postpone the we're just not going to do the regular off-road trail right now. But just, you know, going on this grass here, this isn't really the best, most level surface, so if you need to take this thing off-road, you can. Obviously, this is a hub motor e-bike, not a dirt bike. So don't be expecting crazy dirt bike performance, but it's really not bad for what this thing is. It's not marketed as an off-road bike. It's not said to be an off-road bike. It's marketed to be a cargo bike. And I think that's what it's good at. As you guys saw, I had 3 riders on this thing, me and 2 other people on here. So just, you know, really, really impressive. This seat back here, the cargo area back here is just really long, and you can fit a ton of stuff on there. And everything just feels built a little bit stronger on this bike. It's not the most premium feeling bike in the world, but everything does feel a little bit stronger on this because you can tell it's just built a little bit better so that it can handle more weight. Most e-bikes have a weight limit of like 300, 350 pounds. So to have a weight limit on this that's 150, 200 pounds more than most, you can definitely tell that it's built just a little bit better. Let's take this thing on the road here, go down the big bump. Yeah, not too bad. But this thing does have a built-in headlight and taillight. You do not get turn signals on this bike. So not really too big of a deal there. I don't really care about that. But if you are gonna be riding this thing on the road, then you know, you might want to take that into consideration. And like I was talking about earlier, how everything feels a little bit more strong, a little bit better built on this. These brakes are really, really good. They feel awesome. This is the first time I've dealt with Radius, but I've seen other people talk about them before, and they just are, you know, you can tell that this is built to stop a lot more weight than is on it right now. And about these brakes too, I love how they have the little nub here, because as the pad wears down, it's like in your car, how the brake starts to travel further down. You can kind of compensate for that by moving this nub right here, and you still get a really good feel on the lever. So that's a really nice feature. I've only seen that on DY Island brakes before. I've never seen that on any other brand. So it's nice that these Radius ones have that feature. On the road, this thing feels really good. I have a feeling that if you're in the market for a cargo bike like this, you're probably going to be riding this thing around in like a city, urban area. So on the street like this, it feels really good. You can keep up with traffic and everything at 28 miles an hour in the city. These knobby tires are pretty loud on here, but that's just what you get with knobby tires. They're usually going to be a lot louder than road tires. If you're really worried about that, you could get some road tires for this thing, but the knobby ones are going to do just fine on the street and everything. It's really not giving me the confidence to take my hands fully off of the handlebars here. Yeah, it's kind of just wafting side to side. I don't know if that's because the wheelbase is long or what. It's completely fine when you have your hands on there, but like when you take them off, like it just wants to peel off to the side. That's so weird. Let's take this thing back on the trail here. Speaking of the riding position, on here you feel really close to the front handlebars. Like the seating position, you're a little bit further forward on this. I have a feeling they did that because they wanted to give you more rear space on that cargo rack there. This thing gets up to speed quick. For a utility bike, you know, it's pretty impressive how quick this thing gets up to speed. We got a 15 amp hour battery on this bike, 48 volts. And so that means that we'll probably get pretty decent range on this, especially with these 20 by 3-inch tires on here. I'll probably only go like 16 or 17 miles on our ride today, but we'll see where we're left at after that. We basically instantly dropped down a battery bar when I left the house, and now it really hasn't moved since. It hasn't gone down or up. But pedaling on this bike, you do run out of gear kind of quick. I'll try and shift down into first. I did notice that it didn't want to shift into first or seventh gear, like it shifts in all those gears between. I think the shifter here has to get adjusted a little bit, but just right out of the box, we'll put it down in pedal assist 1 and see how it does. Stay in first gear here, running out of gear, second gear. This is a torque sensor on this because, you know, I can put some more power down and it senses when I want to go faster. Looks like we just dropped another battery bar here. We're at 3 out of 5. We've gone about 8 miles on our ride so far. I have the seat probably about halfway up and I can comfortably flat foot this bike. This seat goes up really high, but honestly, it's not even that high of a riding position on this. The more I ride this thing, the more I like that upright riding position. You know, I don't really like when I'm super hunched over on a bike. Right guys, so finishing up our ride here, we've gone just over 15 miles on this ride so far. Got 2 battery bars left, did sag down to 1 momentarily back there. So battery's still doing good. We could probably get another 5 to 8 miles out of this thing, especially if we were pedaling. So battery life on this bike, pretty good. I mean, by the end of our ride too, we'll probably have about 16, 17 miles on it. So overall, I think this is a pretty comfortable cargo style electric bike. And the seat, I forgot to mention the seat earlier. It's not too bad. It's not the worst seat that I've ever felt. It's not the softest, but it's definitely one of the better. One thing too is I had a few people on this bike the other day, just kind of having them ride it, and the seat ripped. I noticed today. I haven't been in the garage since like Sunday. Yeah, the seat ripped. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if somebody had something in their back pocket or what happened, but this is ripped right here. I don't think that's the fault of Sizzlebk at all. I think that's something that I obviously did, so that's kind of a bummer, but it's an easy fix, an easy replacement, and it gives me an excuse to upgrade the seat to something a little bit better. Overall, I really like a lot about this bike. I like the practicality of it. I like the fact that you can use the rear cargo area as a seat back here, or you can have a bunch of stuff on it. Like I said, I had 2 other people behind me on this bike, so it can do it, and it wasn't sluggish. It pulled people along just fine. So I have no doubt that you can carry a lot of weight on this bike. I really like these Radius brakes on here. Definitely some of the best hydraulics I've ever felt. This brand is really good, and I love the fact that you can adjust these. Throttle's good, power and everything is good on this bike. The front suspension's okay. The rear suspension's non-existent. This is a hardtail bike, but I really like the ride on this. It masks the fact that it's not a hardtail bike really well. Going up the fire hydrant hill here, whoa. Handled it just fine, kind of gave out at the top, very, very top right there on us. One thing that I really wasn't a fan of on this bike was the actual assembly process of this bike. Took a long time and I kind of struggled with it a little bit, and especially putting on the front fork and everything, so that's kind of annoying, is the assembly process on this bike. Also, like I said, the shifter wasn't shifting through all the gears necessarily. I think that's just an adjustment issue, and to be fair, it might have been something that I did when I was assembling the bike, but the assembly I did not like the assembly process on this bike, but once everything's together, it's fine. It is nice to have the folding handlebars too, in case you are planning on transporting this bike, although it's really not going to fit in the back of a sedan or anything. This isn't a folding bike, obviously. You know, it is nice to have if you're going to throw this in the back of an SUV and you need a little bit more space. Or I'd say the Sizzlebk S320 is just a really comfortable, well put together cargo bike that's capable of doing a lot. It feels like it's very well made, and I actually love how light this bike is since it's got the aluminum frame and everything. Battery capacity is pretty good. We're getting decent range on this. Power is really, really good from that 1300 watt hub motor in the rear. Brakes again are awesome. They feel very premium, and I think for the price of this bike, it should feel like that. You know, this is a $1,500 retail bike. Again, any discount codes I can get you guys are going to be in the link in the description, but for 1,500 bucks, you know, it feels like a pretty good bike, and ultimately you're buying this bike to do a job, right? You're buying this bike to carry things around, carry cargo, carry people. It could even be a business expense for you if you're doing Uber Eats and stuff. I forgot to mention, this is going to be a great Uber Eats bike. You know, you can get a rack back here, or you can get something to, you know, put your Uber Eats in back there. You even have a spot for a front rack on here, so just a ton of storage, ton of practicality. This is like a van or SUV of bikes. You know, you just have a ton of expandability and a ton of practicality and a ton of storage on this thing. So again, if you do want to pick one of these up, use that link and the discount code in the description. It does help support my channel. I always appreciate you guys buying through those links in the description. At about 17 miles here on our odometer. Decent little ride today. Good battery life. We got 2 battery bars left on this thing. Just thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys are enjoying all your e-bikes out there. And if you're in the market for a cargo bike, I would definitely check out the Sizzlebk S320. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care and ride safe out there.